Hi Leo, here's a general look at your solar chart for September 2012, and the Sun is in the sign after yours, which is your area of finances, property, space, inside, outside. It can also be about physical well-being as well. So the themes here will be centered around that kind of stuff. In fact, the themes here are going to be centered around stuff, and perhaps how to repair it, maintain it, move it, ditch it altogether, or get your hands on more. And you might be involved in somebody else's stuff as well. So it's very much going to be this very sort of earthy, basic area to do with basic resources this month, whether it's or rather up until the 23rd anyway, whether that's some project or interest which is ongoing, which is developing, but it needs practical, caring attention or research in order to support it. But definitely you could be more aware of the pluses and minuses of a financial situation, or the quality of things, right? The quality of things, and it can be also about basic stuff like water, food, roof over the head, that sort of thing as well. But definitely casting around for ways to improve a situation, or to capitalize on something, make the most of something, think about the pluses and the minuses, etc. And also, as I say, some of you may be giving more attention to health matters. That can be yours or another's, and the sort of the nutrition, the remedies, or the medicines, the treatments, that they can be emphasized at this time. But also it can be like preventative stuff, like good diet, exercise, and a third thing that this can be about as well is your talents, Leo, and what you can do to really maximize those talents, and to reach a larger audience. Just how to make the most of your own patch of earth, which is you. Externally, outside your appearance, but also internally, what you came in with, what you've inherited. So that also is being highlighted. And Mercury is in the same area until the 17th. So very much your mind will be on those sorts of things. Conversations or paperwork or correspondence will be centered around this sort of more earthy, more practical, materialistic, or health orientated area, and on whatever can be of practical use to you, and monetary things, or property or possessions. There can be like small bits of property as well, bits of a kit, bits of equipment. All of that, it tends to be highlighted. It can be vehicles as well, with Mercury. And you're going to be more aware of perhaps of the piggy bank, maybe counting the pennies, and just joining up the dots, or information sharing or gathering may center around these very sort of basic material areas here. Now, from the 17th, Mercury moves and enters a very sociable area of your solar chart. Some of you could be getting out and about more, or you're just more on the go in your head, and this is going to be emphasizing communications, whether that's physical, mental, but also to do with education, to do with learning something, but also media, promotional type activity as well, and just connecting up with others, making connections. So that's over the wires too. And developing your ability with speaking, writing, or some other area that you're learning about. But as I say, it can involve more conversations, discussions, more paperwork, and you getting your head round, more knowledge as well. And now Venus has been in a background area since August, but and will stay there until the 7th, but she moves from the 7th. So previous to the 7th, that means that sort of relationships could be flourishing in the background, or you've teamed up with somebody in a sort of little closed circle, or teamed up with a few others in a closed circle, close-knit environment. There could be an element of secrecy about this, or there could be like a secret romance going on as well. This is one of the ways it can work. Definitely a time, though, for you to be doing nice healing things for yourself in a kind of low-key background kind of a way. So getting the massage, or getting the makeover, or the healing therapies, the remedies, whatever. The better diet and exercise too. Just to bring the balance into your life, to help bring, the Venus always wants to bring the balance into whatever area she's in. So you could be putting yourself out more to support somebody in this area here, up until the end of the first week anyway. Putting yourself out more on their behalf, because this is an area of karma and higher service. So this is what you might be doing. And there tend to be situations when you keep your feelings more to yourself. You just don't want to broadcast, which is maybe you're a sign that can deal with the bright lights and being center stage, Leo. But you just want to keep, you're just building your power there. And your emotions, you can be a bit tender, a bit sensitive with Venus in this area too. But definitely intuitive knowing is strong, and somebody giving you some benefit of their intuition is very strong at that time there too. And then from the 7th, Venus moves, and the planet of love, material success, physical balance comes into your sign. And that means there could be treats in the pipeline. You begin to feel better in your skin, better about yourself. You come across as more attractive and more appealing in many ways. Others see you like that more with Venus in your sign. And Venus tends to provide a boost, to the ego, but also to relationships. Makes it a more sociable time. Makes it a time when you start to want to reach out more to others, whereas before it wasn't so much like that. And maybe there was a little bit of uncertainty around a relationship as well, or somebody that you were close to in the previous time. But from the 7th, then this seems to, dissolve then. Or maybe you just don't care anymore. And Venus here will help you to come across as in a way where you can make a good impression. So, why not have a makeover or do some retail therapy, because definitely with Venus in your sign you can need to play up that energy. And this can be good news for in a business sense or in your personal life. And as I say, you could be feeling a bit self-indulgent, so go with it. It really is. It's good for you. It's a remedy to have a little bit of self-indulgence every now and again. And you may find that you are your most valuable asset. So why not just play up your strong. The strong points, the facets of your personality that you want to project, because you can more easily with Venus in your sign. And also it can be a more profitable time with Venus in your sign, depending on where it is in your natal chart. But it can be a more profitable time, and it can be a time when you are considering, weighing things up around money, and making the best use of what you have, assets, whether they're your own assets or whether it's something external to you, and seeing how the best way to manage those and perhaps capitalize on those. Fortunately, Jupiter is in a super sociable area for you, Leo, a very progressive area for you, Leo, until next June. So this is the time really for the ball to start rolling for you. Already you early Leos have been benefiting in quite amazing, magical, some of you, surprising ways from the aspect of Uranus, which has been going on for over a year now, off and on, of course, but it's a very progressive feeling energy, and for you early Leo rising people as well. You feel as though your life is moving forwards into new areas, and make the most of it. So Jupiter's in a very progressive area as well for you until next June, and it could facilitate you taking a huge leap forwards through collaborating with the right group, or through teamwork, through also something techno, or more techno stuff, or techno stuff you've got to get your head around, associations new and old, pooling resources within a group of kindred spirits, right? Pooling knowledge, pooling skills, etc. Mars is at the root of your chart, which means you could be busier than usual getting organized around property inside or outside, and maybe with family members as well, more interaction with family members, or maybe it's an extended family, like a community, and that can be over the wires, but physical effort may be needed because of a living space, whether that's a working one or not, and there may be more of a demand on you because of this base of operations, whether it's your home, whether it's not, whether it's to do with family members, whether it's not, but demand on you to help set foundations in place. So maybe it's something to do with a property, or something else which is just a launch pad which underpins a general step in your career, your profession, or your general life direction. Mars in that area there tends to be more hustle and bustle. It's quite a male sort of energy, an action orientated energy, on the home base, or not very far away, or to do with the home, or to do with a base of operations, or to do with family members. Whoops, that might have made a noise, sorry. However, demands on your ability to give attention to nearest and dearest will increase. TLC may be needed, or just you kind of pitching in and joining in to do the work, whatever the work's about. Maybe it's to do with DIY, maybe it's to do with the best, how to the best way of making the improvements, or maybe it's to do as well with parents or the past, and maybe sometimes you will be feeling a little bit nostalgic as you're thinking about the past. But if there is anything sort of that's been hanging fire to do with the past, like a residual issue that hasn't been resolved, then this maybe would be the time it can be laid to rest. However, there can be some conflict with Mars, because that's Mars's nature. He's got a sort of pugilistic nature, so there can be a little bit of tension there. But also with Venus in your sign from the 7th onwards, Leo, you should be able to swing it, whatever it's about. But also with Venus in your sign, you're more sensitive to beauty. So maybe this connection with the home base or family members is about, beautifying something, or getting the best quality resources in some way, whether there's a small resource or a big resource, like a property. Otherwise, get on. If you're feeling this tension, you should just get on with whatever you've got right in front of you to do, which maybe is just helping out others in a practical way, and then that just takes your attention off this kind of inner turmoil that might be going on, because sensitivities, buttons can be pressed more easily with Mars in this area, and your sensitivities can be sort of rising up to the surface. But overall, with Venus in your sign, the great balancer, I don't think that'll be too much of a problem. It might just kind of pop up. The little sort of demon might just pop up every now and again, And from the 23rd, the sun's going to move then, and that means that you could be mentally or physically busier, more on the move, and more making connections, but also dealing perhaps with more communications and more paperwork. And that's it for September. If you're not on my website already, if you're interested, go and find out what the slower moving outer planets are doing, because you need to set this against that background, what you've just heard me saying here, this very general look at your solar chart, but also find the rising sign or the moon sign and see if that makes sense to you, although don't pay so much attention to the dates. The dates that I give work better for the sun sign only. And I'm going to do a video about that soon to explain why, and as soon as I get time, and I hope that helps anyway, and I'll see you the next time.